In less than 5 years, TikTok transformed ordinary teenagers into global celebrities. Dancing in their bedrooms, lip-syncing into their phone cameras, telling jokes in 15 seconds suddenly. It was enough to earn millions of followers, brand deals, mansions, and levels of fame that once took decades to achieve. But just as fast as they rose, many of these creators fell. Scandals, burnout, algorithm changes, and a brutal attention economy swallowed hundreds of TikTok stars almost overnight. This is the story of how TikTok influencers became the fastest-rising celebrities of the digital era and why so many vanished almost as quickly as they appeared. When TikTok launched globally in 2018, most people assumed it was just another social media app. But behind the scenes, it was engineered differently from everything that came before it. Unlike platforms like Instagram or YouTube, which built fame on followers and long-term growth, TikTok used a revolutionary For You page algorithm designed to push any video by anyone to millions. It didn't matter if a user had 1 follower or 1 million. If the content was engaging enough, TikTok would amplify it. This flipped traditional internet fame upside down. Fame was no longer a ladder, it was a lottery, and anyone could win with a single post. Overnight, ordinary users woke up to millions of views. Teenagers gained 100,000 followers in a weekend. People went viral in countries they had never visited. TikTok created a perfect storm for accidental influencers and built an entirely new category of celebrity fueled by short-form entertainment instead of long-term storytelling or professional skill. By early 2020, as the world went into lockdown, TikTok exploded into a global force. With millions stuck at home, the app became an escape filled with comedy, dances, challenges, and raw creativity. Influencers became the faces of a generation navigating boredom and uncertainty. TikTok houses like the Hype House, Sway House, and Clubhouse sprang up, becoming mansions of content creation where young stars lived, collaborated, and filmed daily. Brands poured in millions of dollars, eager to capture the attention of Gen Z. Music labels paid for songs to trend. Companies built entire business models around TikTok stars who had never imagined themselves becoming public figures. For a brief moment, these influencers had everything: fame, money, opportunity, and cultural relevance. But TikTok fame came with a unique kind of fragility. It wasn't built on long-term investment or developed skill. It was built on 15-second bursts of entertainment, and that kind of fame can crack under pressure. Behind the scenes, many of these influencers struggled with sudden visibility. Fame that arrives overnight often arrives without guidance. Many creators were young teenagers with no experience managing money, handling public criticism, or dealing with millions of eyes watching their every move. They were expected to be entertainers, role models, entrepreneurs, media personalities, and brand ambassadors all at once. Meanwhile, TikTok's algorithm demanded relentless consistency. Miss a few days and your views could collapse. Change your style, and the audience might not follow. Grow older or shift interests, and the algorithm might simply find someone new. Influencers felt trapped, forced to maintain the persona that made them famous, even if they outgrew it. What started as fun became a full-time job. What started as excitement became pressure. The same algorithm that created their fame could erase it without warning. Soon, the first falls began. Some influencers were hit by scandals, canceled for controversial statements, old videos resurfacing, problematic behavior, or misleading sponsorships. Because TikTok stars rose so quickly, many weren't prepared for the level of scrutiny that came with millions of followers. But the biggest culprit behind the collapse wasn't scandal, it was burnout. TikTok is a high-speed ecosystem where trends rise and die within days. Influencers constantly chase the next viral moment, trying to maintain relevance in a platform built on rapid consumption. Thousands of creators reported mental exhaustion, anxiety, depression, and a sense of losing themselves. Some quietly stepped away. Others faded when the algorithm stopped favoring them. Their views dropped, their earnings vanished, and their fame dissolved into the endless ocean of content. TikTok fame, as many discovered, was like fire: bright, intense, and temporary. Then came the major algorithm shifts in 2022 and 2023. Practically overnight, everything changed. Creators who once reached millions now struggled to hit a few thousand views. TikTok started prioritizing new users, new content formats, and more diverse storytelling. Educational content, commentary, videos, lifestyle, storytelling, and niche creators began rising. Meanwhile, traditional dance and lip-sync creators, the original stars of TikTok, saw their reach evaporate. Entire TikTok houses shut down. Agencies stopped signing dance creators. Brands shifted budgets toward micro-influencers with smaller but more loyal audiences. The era of the overnight TikTok superstar was ending. For many early influencers, this was the final blow. Their content no longer performed, their income dropped, and they couldn't reinvent themselves fast enough. Many quietly disappeared, swallowed by the same algorithm that once crowned them kings and queens of the platform. Yet, while many early stars faded, a new breed of TikTok influencer emerged, one that understood the platform on a deeper level. These creators didn't chase trends, they built communities. They didn't rely on dances or quick gimmicks. They built stories, opinions, skills, and long-term value. They used TikTok not as the final destination, but as a launching pad for broader careers directing traffic to YouTube, podcasts, online businesses, and personal brands. These newer creators built sustainable influence by focusing on authenticity rather than virality. They didn't need fame overnight. They needed connection over time, and audiences changed with them. People became more selective. They stopped gravitating toward the loudest or most viral creators and began following personalities who felt genuine. Fitness trainers, cooks, financial advisors, storytellers, educators, analysts, lifestyle creators, many of them outlasted the flashy viral stars because they offered something deeper than entertainment. They offered value. The rise and fall of TikTok influencers teaches several important lessons about modern fame. First, viral fame is not real fame. It's unpredictable, fragile, and often temporary. Second, platforms evolve, and creators must evolve with them. The influencers who survived weren't the biggest. They were the most adaptable. Third, audiences are becoming more intelligent and more demanding. They can detect authenticity and reject forced personas designed purely for views. Fourth, sustainable careers require more than attention. They require purpose, identity, and long-term vision. In many ways, the life cycle of TikTok influencers reflects a larger truth about the digital age. In a world where anyone can go viral, staying relevant has become the real challenge. TikTok reshaped an entire generation's understanding of fame. It created stars out of thin air, built new industries, and changed the landscape of entertainment. But it also revealed the dangers of instant celebrity and the psychological toll of living under constant pressure. While many TikTok influencers fell from the spotlight, others reinvented themselves and remained influential by embracing authenticity, building real communities, and expanding beyond the app. The question is no longer who will be the next TikTok star, but who will still be here after the algorithm moves on. In the end, TikTok didn't just create a new type of celebrity. It exposed the truth that fame built fast can fall even faster, and only those who build on substance can survive the shifting tides of the digital world.